Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Yes, I want Erykah Badu records all morning. So any record that we play 1,000 times a week, that we play at the same time every morning, we're going to bump that to play some Erykah Badu, okay?
Yeah, because today is her birthday.
That's right.
If you're just joining us.
That's right.
Morning, we are the Breakfast Club. DJ, MV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the God. And let's get in some front page news. Good morning, Tez.
Good morning, DJ Envy. Good morning, my good sister Jess. And good morning, Charlamagne the God.
Peace,
Good morning, Tez.
Let's jump right into it. Let's say rest in peace, Eric Mays.
Yes, such a loss. Serving as the first ward councilman since 2013, Eric Mays, a political lightning rod who represented some of the city's most poorest people, died at the age of 65. Now he leaves a legacy behind of fearless advocacy, in-your-face politics, and a common touch that rang true with voters who elected him 3 times to represent their city in Flint. And a lot of people remember him from, being on TikTok and, a lot of his in-council meetings all over Twitter, Instagram, really, really popular on social media. Take a listen to what he said about making it into heaven.
See, I want to make it to heaven. I try my best to tell the truth. People don't like my style, how I talk, my delivery, but you ain't catching me in half-truths and lies. Not running no municipal government.
Yeah, so he will truly be missed. I had an opportunity to meet him working on the Flint water crisis and just interviewed him last year on Straight Shot No Chaser. So he talks about how he's able to be that bold and still keep his seat. And basically he was saying, Envy, as long as you're doing right by the people, you can say whatever you want to say. We hear a lot of people say, I can't say that if I get elected. I can't say this if I get elected. Mm-hmm. He made it very clear that you can say whatever you want to say if you're elected, if you're doing right by the people. That's the key.
I agree wholeheartedly.
We're definitely rest in peace. Now, I know you wanted to jump into the AT&T outage stuff, right?
Yeah, just wanted to give a confirmation on that. We were dealing with that in real time last week. You and I have AT&T, and I wanted to give a follow-up on that. The AT&T said that it was not a cyber attack. They believe that the outage was caused by application and execution of an incorrect process as they're expanding the network. They said the places that were most affected were Houston, Atlanta, Miami, and Chicago, and they sent an apology text one day, and then the next text they said they were adding a credit. Did you get those texts?
Yeah, I got the credit. Credit was for $5. They said
you
that
gotta
was,
be kidding me.
They said that was the average cost of somebody's service a day. So they gave everybody $5.
Hey, man.
And
See, that's why I don't have an AT&T. Y'all see that?
Be grateful for that $5.
Yeah, but you know what I learned? I don't know what you learned from it, Envy, but how dependent we are on our phones. I was out traveling in a city that I'm not familiar with. I couldn't pull up my maps.
Yep.
My Apple Maps to get to where I needed to go. I had to pull over to buy Xfinity hotspot. So it cost me more than $5, to be out. So I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, the same with me, because I use Waze a lot. They get me around the city to make sure there's no traffic or whatever it may be. So I couldn't use that for the day, which wasn't too bad. But the biggest thing is when I'm traveling and I can't use my phone, I'm concerned about my kids. If there's an emergency, they just can't get in touch with me. That was the most concerning. But
That's why y'all need to watch Leave the World Behind. Remember Leave the World Behind, Jess?
I do remember that.
Because that's the 3-step theory. The first thing that they do is
attack our phones,
they
the towers.
attack your technology. Yes, that's what is it? Isolation and what they call it in the movie? Isolation and isolation. So they take away your technology and they take away your transportation.
Yeah,
crazy.
You don't know where the hell you at.
That's right.
You don't know how to get around and you ain't got no way to get there.
Crazy, especially a person like me moving up here.
That's what they do.
I literally didn't know where I was at. I had to keep getting on the highway and circling back around and pull over. I kept pulling over at McDonald's. Shout out to McDonald's for having free Wi-Fi. So every time I would see a McDonald's, I would pull over and reset my map.
and I want
shout out to McDonald's for having good free Wi-Fi.
And I want the record to show that Barack Obama executive produced Leave the World Behind.
Yes.
So he might be trying to tell us something.
The Obamas, both
the
of them.
Obamas, yes, Barack and Michelle. Literally, the first step to the system shutting down is isolation, where they shut down the nation's communication and transportation methods. This ensures that no one has any way to spread information about what's going on and essentially traps everyone within their own geological locations in states of hopelessness and confusion. That's how all y'all AT&T customers felt last week.
Yes, we did.
Jesus.
All right. Well, that is front page news. What we got next hour, Tez?
Oh, man, we got a lot. Donald Trump wins South Carolina. Nikki Haley says she's not going no damn where. And also Trump said that black people relate to his mugshot. So we'll get into that.
All right. Everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open again. 800-585-1051. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. What's up, Tiz?
What's going on, DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy.
Peace.
Good morning.
Now let's jump right into it. Let's talk about the South Carolina primary.
Yeah, so there was a primary this Saturday. South Carolina weighed in on the 2024 Republican primary. The polls closed right at 7 p.m. and it was pretty much an immediate result. Donald Trump won with 59% of the vote. That's actually 450,000. I want to give those numbers because, we'll hear percentages, but not really the numbers. So 450,000 people voted for him, defeating Nikki Haley, who earned 39% of the vote, but still 299,000. She still got 299,000 people that showed up and said, we want something different. Let's go CBS for the report.
Another decisive win for former President Donald Trump for the GOP frontrunner. It's also another hurdle cleared in that long road to securing the 1,215 delegates needed to clinch the Republican nomination. Despite an unclear path to victory, Haley has doubled down on her promise to stay in the race as her opponent faces multiple legal challenges.
So, yeah, she's continuing to stay in the race. And she also responded to some comments Trump made while he was speaking at the Black Conservative Federation. They have an annual gala in South Carolina, and Trump said that his legal problems have earned him the support of Black voters around the country. Take a listen to what he said, and then also Nikki Haley's response.
The mugshot, we've all seen the mugshot. And you know who embraced it more than anybody else? The Black population.
Taking aim at the former president for comments made in front of conservative Black voters.
Trump drives people away, including with his comments just yesterday.
Now, Donald Trump didn't stop there because I want your feedback. Take a listen to this mashup of several things Donald Trump said that offended quite a few people. Take a listen.
These lights are so bright in my eyes that I can't see too many people out there. I can only see the black ones. I can't see any white ones, you see. That's how far I've come. We've come a long way together. You rather have the black president or the white president who got $1.7 billion off the price? I think they want the white guy right now. That's why the black people like me, because they have been hurt so badly and discriminated against. And they actually viewed me as I'm being discriminated against. It's been pretty amazing. But it possibly, I don't know, maybe there's something there. But I got also sued. I'm being indicted for you, the black population. I am being indicted for a lot of different groups.
I honestly don't understand why people amplify that type of rhetoric, because that rhetoric is not going to change the mind of anyone, because the people who support Trump are supporting Trump regardless. And this is also why I still don't understand. If I was the GOP, I would have been got behind, Nikki Haley. I've said this a million times before, because Trump comes with way too much baggage, and I don't know if Trump, fares well in the general election. Yeah, he's killed in the primaries thus far, but I don't know if he fares well in the general election. But even that's scary, because when you have a person like him who says the things that he says, who's facing 91 criminal charges, who led an attempted coup of this country, the fact that it still looks like it's going to be a toss-up in November, right, if it's him or Biden, is scary.
Yeah, it is scary.
And that's why people keep asking a simple question. Are Biden and Harris a winnable ticket against Trump? When you have, the threat to democracy that Donald Trump is on the other side, that is a very fair question to ask and pose. Are Biden and Harris a winnable ticket in November?
Yeah, of course. But let me ask you a question. Why won't Nikki Haley drop out? She lost in her home state.
She's still getting money.
Yeah, and it makes sense. So those types of campaigns that are built on messaging, getting the message out there, still letting people know, this is a problem. She knows she's not going to get the nomination, obviously, but continuing to build. Also, I see her running again in 4 years. She know that these guys, Donald Trump's only can run so many times. Joe Biden can only run so many times with age. So she's just building her coalition for the next go round, in my opinion.
Yeah. Now, they said they had a conversation after. Do we know what that conversation was about, or what they discussed, or no, we don't know at all?
Who had a conversation?
I thought they said that Trump and Nikki Haley spoke after him beating her in South Carolina. I thought I heard that on the news this morning.
Yeah, I didn't hear that, but I didn't hear that at all. But I know usually, when you win a race or you lose a race, you do call the other candidate to concede. And I don't know if they've been having that conversation or not, but I didn't get that. But I do want to your point, Charlamagne, about people that decided they're going to be with Trump, they're not going to change their mind. Black Conservative Foundation President Dante Johnson, when he was asked about the comments that Trump made, he said Black Americans are waking up to the reality that the Democratic Party has taken advantage of them, and the media and the party are terrified. He said no amount of media deception or liberal race baiting will sway the minds of Black voters.
Yeah, so I mean that's why I don't understand why we amplify, Trump's rhetoric. Truthfully, everybody that's in support of Biden and Harris, find something from them to amplify. What did they say this week? Because all I've been hearing about all week is Trump sneakers and Trump criminal charges, and that's the thing that's going to, make Black voters gravitate towards him. What have Biden and Harris put out this week that people can amplify? And when I do see things about Biden and Harris and I see people amplifying it, it's things like what's going on in Michigan and how they're telling people to vote uncommitted for them. So it's just like, it's just strange. Actually, I'm going to talk about that during Donkey of the Day. It's just very strange what y'all choose to amplify on the left. We'll discuss during Donkey of the Day today.
And I will say that NAACP president did respond saying that Donald Trump is delusional to think that his criminality would be an attraction to Black voters. He's taken advantage of a racist system while Black Americans have been abused by it. We are not the same. So that was his comments.
All right. Well, thank you, Tez.
Absolutely.
Make sure you subscribe to Tezlyn Figaro's podcast, the Straight Shot No Chaser podcast on the Black Effect iHeartRadio Podcast Network, and follow Tezlyn Figaro on all social media platforms.
Wake that ass up
early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.